And we're rolling. Chris Shepard's back for another bag o' six.
Bag o' six. It's on today.
Right. It's daytime. We have a couple nice cocktails. Playoff football's on. It's a lovely day out there.
I've been relegated to my garage, so I have the just black darkness behind me, and then the Scully cap because I got the bald long hair going on with the whole pandemic. Haven't cut my hair in over a year, so yeah, nobody gets to see that. Nobody wants to see that.
My sides are just getting higher. I don't know what exactly. It's something. I look like my kids have been playing Mario Brothers on the Wii lately, and one of the little Koopa kids kind of has one of these, and my son kind of called me out on it, and I was like, well, he's not wrong.
Yeah. It's tough having smart kids when they call you out on stuff like that.
You're like, Dad, that one looks like you. I'm like, well, no. Well,
okay.
I'll allow it. I need a wand to shoot at you guys then, man. Like, that's not fair. I'm putting together a coffee table today. That's
coffee table? Okay. I am, because I've been relegated to my garage, I've been trying to clean out my dojo out here and, set it up. So that's what my day's been like. So haven't seen much of the family today. Not that I'm trying to avoid them or anything.
Nah, not at all. It looks nice and empty behind you, man. You're doing a wonderful job.
Right. I got plenty of space.
Clean.
All sorts of room for activities.
I need to know, man. What? Do you have like what's hanging? How's
that is just let's see here. That is chip hooks holding up a black blanket right behind my old recliner here. So I'm pretty high tech.
We give back behind the scenes tours on Bag of Six. That's how we get.
Right. Let you know how it goes on behind the scenes.
So the coffee table step one. My next step is trying to figure out a couch. So I don't know how to do that in pandemic times or what exactly is out there. But my dog decided to rip a hole in our couch, and it's like, of course.
Yeah.
And you want to order
there's
blind?
Only so much right. There's only so much that sofa covers can do. Like
Yeah, no, you just every morning we're here so much. I can't look at that anymore. Like, oh,
right.
There's a comforter laying strategically over that one cushion. Right? So yeah, no, I'm too old for that. But like couches are one of the things that you can't buy sight unseen. Like I'll buy pants and I might make a mistake, but you need to sit on it a little bit. You need to test drive it a little bit, man. And
a pair of pants, you can return those pretty easily. That sofa, that's gonna be a tough one.
Right. It's like when they deliver it, I want to immediately sit on it and be like, nah, take it back. I got another one.
Can you bring this back in like a different color?
That's not as purple as I thought it was. All right. So to the topic at hand today, we went back and forth on a few that we will shelve for later episodes because we got a few bangers. But music's kind of been our jam lately, to speak. So we're going to marry music and television together and do the top 6 TV theme songs of all time.
And it's a little tougher than you would think going back and finding real bangers. Like there's songs that you remember fondly and you go back to listen to them. It's like, oh, that wasn't all that hot. So it was fun the last few days going back and trying to find songs for the list. I think I knew what my number 1 was right off the bat. So it was just kind of filling in the 5 after that.
Right. And there's some where like the visuals really play into it. So that's where I was like, I love that song. And I watch it on YouTube and it's like, oh yeah, that still cooks. But then like I'm closing my eyes and I'm like, man, this song is really not that great. But it matched so well with the intro and like the cheesiness of it all. And I loved it. And I'll definitely put it in honorable mentions if it doesn't make my 6. But it definitely was one where I was like, man, that song's interesting to say the least, man. So, all right. We do have one rule. before we get started, which we discussed ahead of time, no previous hit songs that were adapted into the theme song. So, like Wonder Years, fantastic song, but it's not really a theme song. Married with Children, come on, you can't just get Frank for free. Like, um, the only good thing about the show Ballers, Lil Wayne and Drake, et cetera, et cetera. So those are off the table. So everybody listening and watching at home, that is why if when you're screaming like, "Oh man, Wonder Years, what's wrong with y'all?" It's verboten. It's off the table. So with that, you already knew your number one from the gate. I had it 1A, 1B, so I'm afraid one of them's gonna go. So go ahead,
Okay.
hit me.
Well, my story is it's a tale as old as time about a good old boy, never meaning no harm.
Okay.
Till a couple of guys that was up to no good started making trouble in his neighborhood. I'm talking about Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It doesn't get any better than that. Like just about everybody I know can just rattle off the song instantly, and it hit me at the right time when I was growing up. I think Fresh Prince does it. Number one spot.
Yeah, especially our demographic. I mean, that was like peak 90s, like sitcom watching. Everybody knew the song, and then it's been parodied, it's been revamped. I mean, they just even did a reunion recently, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Show was a mega smash. I mean, obviously you see what Will went to, but do you know the second verse? There is a second.
There is a second verse, and then there's the third verse that comes back in.
Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, no.
I don't know it.
I never really listened to it much beyond the
Right.
beyond the show. I felt I kind of got the gist of it during that whole 30 seconds, but it was the perfect 30 seconds.
When you first said never meaning no harm, I thought you were going.
Oh, that was my hat switch, is what that was. That was the hat switch. I'm going to Illinois.
I'm not
keep
saying
you on your toes.
I'm not giving any spoilers in case it comes up again, but I was like, wow, number one. Okay. Then you literally flipped it on me. Okay.
Right. So Fresh Prince is my number one.
You chug some motor oil and then turn it. All right. Man, now I got all right. I got 3 bangers here, so I'm
all right.
I'm playing the math that 2 will probably come back to me. Which one your number 2 is what? All right, I just got to go for it. This song actually ended up playing on the radio after the height of the show. But when I woke up this morning and I got myself a gun, The Sopranos. I mean, that was appointment television. We used to get together weekly. It was back when people still watched TV at a specific time. And when you see just the street going by and the little bass line kicks in and oh man, right until he pulls in the driveway and the record scratch, like the whole thing just knocks from top to bottom. It's just, yeah. And then it got so popular. Yeah, I think it did get some spins on
It did. Yeah. So I actually had to check that one out to see which came first.
Right.
But and no, it was definitely a theme song first. But that's that one's tough to follow up on. Sopranos was definitely one of my favorites. Getting together every Sunday night to watch that, and man, there were a couple of weeks where you just couldn't wait until Sunday came around because they had some cliffhangers.
And that set the tone, like the first like beats and going through the tunnel and like that was it. That was my Sunday set. Nobody spoke for like at least 50 minutes, like from there on out, unless something really crazy happened. It was just everybody's hyper focused, and that just set the tone. Like, man, yeah, beautiful. I love that cut. But I'm nervous. I'm nervous now because I got two others that I really want, man. But I couldn't let Sopranos lie, man. I thought it was going to be high on your list.
Well, that is definitely kind of an adult oriented TV show, and as we were talking beforehand, I had to kind of go through and wean some of the cartoons off of my list just because it was it was definitely a little animation heavy. And I wish I could say that it was because, the kids are watching it, but most of them were like cartoons from when I was growing up. So I didn't get rid of all of them off the list. In fact, my number 2 is an animated favorite, and I kind of went between a couple that were just about perfect theme songs, but DuckTales. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's my jam. DuckTales theme song back in the day. I don't know anybody that didn't want to dive in a pit of coins and just swim around for a while. I think it was it was about perfect. So DuckTales is my number 2.
Yeah, yeah. It was on my list, definitely. I remember the first day we got Disney Plus. It was like my first pull up for the kids. It was like, nah, we're gonna watch what I used to watch first. Like, oh, look at all this on there. Nope. We're gonna watch Indiana Jones and Magnum PI as they're both dressed up as. Hit the road, man, and it was they loved it, man, and yeah, that's just.
And they had a new DuckTales, and it just wasn't doing it for me.
No. And I
Nothing
wasn't.
like the original.
I didn't know. I never really got into Darkwing Duck or any of the other like duck adjacent cartoons that happened to be on. But no, DuckTales was it, top and bottom, man.
Yeah. That I spent many a after school afternoon watching that when I should have been doing homework.
Oh shit! I totally messed that last part up. Rescue Rangers was was not DuckTales. My bad. So yeah, Chippendale Rescue Rangers was the Indy and Magnum PI. DuckTales.
Right. No, there you go.
We played them both at the same time. My bad. Yeah, I'm like, why were there chipmunks and DuckTales again? No, wait.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, but DuckTales.
Chippendale's Rescue Rangers. Yep.
That song sucked though.
Yeah. I went back and checked just in case.
Yeah, no, it's not good. All right. Well, that's good because my number 2 is sitting here. I did have DuckTales on my list. But when this is all over, when we see the light at the end of the tunnel, and if you threw a party and invited everyone you knew, Chris, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, "Thank you for being a friend." And so I had to get the OG, the Golden Girls, as my number 2 pick, my friend.
Very nice. Very nice. I should have pulled the trigger on that earlier. That's just good management skills on your part. That very nice. That's
I can't let that one slide.
I mean, obviously one of the top of all time.
Oh man. Yeah. And I mean, it just kind of, again, another good mood. Thank you for being a friend. It just starts off with it. Down the road and back again. Yeah, man. I always loved the song. I didn't watch as much as I did when I was younger, but my wife loved it. And so it would be late night on some random, I don't even know, the Ovation, or I don't even know what network. She'd be like, "Oh yeah, let's string these together. I used to watch these after my shift or whatever." And I'm like, "Okay." And then I threw it back, and yeah, it's actually a really good show, man.
And they dealt with some stuff for back in the day.
Yeah.
I saw a couple episodes recently where it's like, really? Blanche was dealing with that? Girl.
Yeah, let's just say Blanche was pretty Southern.
Yeah. And Don Cheadle put her in her place. Yes. a very young Don Cheadle.
Absolutely, man. But yeah, that song, oh man, I love it. It cooks, dude. Number 2 for
man.
Me.
So that's
I'm starting off.
That's a hot 2. Number 3 on my list was also an after-school favorite. It would hit just about the time that the parents would start to be wanting to come home, and I was trying to, make myself a little bit smarter at home. And Alex Trebek.
Oh, okay.
He set it up right. and the Jeopardy theme song was definitely a favorite, and still is today. You can hear those notes and instantly know what the song is and
Mhm.
how much time you've got left before before you're done. And man, just yeah, Jeopardy theme song.
Yeah, dude. Did you watch the last Alex episode?
I did not. I did not.
It was tough. Man. I got to say, it was tough.
Yeah, I probably will, but it's one of those where I saw him at his peak, and
Hmm.
I want to remember him that way. So
That's where I was with it. I was like, I don't, and I thought it was supposed to air on Christmas. So I thought I completely missed it. And then I heard it was coming up, and I was like, oh, hey, do I have enough heavy shit going on right now that I really need to? Yeah, why not pile it on, man? So yeah, it was tough, but it was good.
but yeah, I spent it was more college years where you come home and watch some Jeopardy, and well, at least that was me. I would have whatever beverage I wanted at the time, whatever possibly now legal substance in my hand. Me
Yeah,
and Alex were on a trip, and he
put
was
your
teaching,
thinking
I was
cap.
learning,
Yeah,
right?
little thinking sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Mike and Molly's, the first Mike and Molly's, which was where City Clark Bar is, but it was just part of it off the side, off of White Street. You went down, and Murph used to always have Jeopardy on, and that dude's smart, man. So Murph, if you're watching, I don't forget.
It's a different game when you're in the room with somebody that knows what they're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
I watch it as like just an audience, and there's some that are just active participants.
right.
Woo.
There are people, yeah, there are people I know. They're in like the 70 percentile, like nailing 4 to 5 out of every category. I'm just like,
Right.
do TV theme songs. Pick that category. I'm ready.
Please.
And I still only get 3, but yeah, mhm, that was definitely the spot for me. And then even the Rail, they played up there, a few other places, but
Yeah.
so that was definitely. This is Jeopardy. All right. Well, I'm shocked my number 3 is falling to me, man, and I couldn't be more tickled pink to play off of, Brass Rail, Mike and Molly's. Sometimes you just want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. I'm picking Cheers,
Very
my
nice.
friend.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I thought I was going to sneak that one in. I was glossing that over. I mean, that's a classic.
Yeah. They're showing like all the old timey photos going by, and the actual uh, cards, the backdrop, everything isn't really that special, but the song's so good that you're just hooked in it. And it's got the
Right.
piano. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, man. It's got the old timey guy with the bowler on holding up the drink. Yeah, man. That one always wins, and it still gets references all the time.
I thought I enjoyed that show when I was younger, but I want to say probably half the jokes probably went over my head because I'd never even been in a bar in my life. So
Yeah.
I have to think that show would hit a little different these days. So
Oh yeah, I thought Carla was mean. Now I realize she was just hilarious.
right.
I thought, Woody was terrible and he was great. I really like Sam and like Cliff. But then I realized the genius of Frasier as I'm watching later on. And I was like, oh, I guess he did deserve a spinoff, which was fantastic as well. Yeah, most of it was clear over my head, under the age of 10 or whatever. I was just like,
Right.
oh, they're going to play some darts in the back room. But the whole rivalry with Gary upstairs and the whole, yeah, man, that show's phenomenal. Hence the champion theme song. Man,
Right.
Sopranos, Golden Girls, Cheers, dude. I'm coming out firing, dude.
You are. I got Fresh Prince, DuckTales, and Jeopardy. I'm feeling good. I hope I didn't Bowie up my pick and give you Jordan. But we'll see how it all ends up. My fourth pick is another another favorite of mine from going way back. I remember sitting down in the living room when this show would come on, and the Muppets theme song
Oh yeah.
is one of the greatest things ever. And I like the way that it changed after, or the end of it changed with Gonzo, and what he'd do with the chicken at the end every time. So like, yeah, I was a huge fan of the Muppets, and to this day, that song starts up and you're in a good mood.
Yeah, man. They all kind of get like the head going too. They're all in the same
Right.
vibe. It just starts off with
And
the
it always reminded me of the Virginia Theater here in Champaign too. Uh, Anytime there's the little the side areas where people
Mhm.
can sit, you always expect to see those two grouchy dudes talking about everybody. And oh yeah, that's that was one of my favorites. Did the I, they've got a Muppets attraction at Disney World. Can't say it's a ride; it's like a theater experience, and that's kind of cool. I would certainly recommend that. But yeah, Muppets definitely top four.
Man, I'm trying to remember those old dudes' names. All I can think of is Randolph and Mortimer, and I know
Right?
that's wrong. It may be loosely based on them, but I can't remember their real names now, and that's horrible, man. Oh, but those guys were a trip. But yeah, yeah. Even as a kid, when we used to go see movies there, I mean, like that was always like, oh yeah, that's where those guys. Totally.
Yeah.
And now it reminds me of Zoom too. Like when you get the big Zoom where there's like, right, because at the end they slowly start peeling out of all the Muppets in like their little like circles.
Right.
They're doing it's the Muppet Show. But yeah, like it pictured me of all the little boxes when you're in one of those like 200
Right.
people Zooms that half people are blacked out though, so it doesn't really count. All right, yeah, I'm going personal pick here, going back to my after school sitch. Um, and it's more nostalgia based than anything. But when I wake up in the morning and an alarm gives out a warning, I don't think I'll ever wake up on time. But it's all right because I'm Saved by the Bell, man. And
Wow.
that song always hit with me, man. It's cheesy. The graphics, like the neon pink and like sneakers, stuff that kids think's cool. Like the graphics that are coming by.
These are Frank stickers.
Right, exactly. It's like a Trapper Keeper exploded on your screen because it's just random graphics, like Lisa Frank vomited in my living room. But dude, that song just always, man, like 2 episodes on TBS, 2 episodes on WGN, new one on Saturday. I'm coming back for more. Yeah, man. Saved by the Bell theme song was definitely a full-on banger for me because I just knew like it was about to get fun. A lot of cheesy jokes, a lot of misogyny going down. But yeah, I had to take it, man. I just
Right.
that shows like a fabric of me. It lives inside me. Saved by the Bell is in my DNA, and therefore I must have it.
Saved by the Bell. That's
Not the new one, or
oh no.
not the new one, which I have watched as well. They kind of did a rough job with theirs, and not the college years when he's standing on the edge of the tomorrow today. That's all I remember that one. Never see how far we go. Something like that. It was rough, but yeah. Nah, the OG Saved by the Bell. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going way back to like before our days on this one. And I only ever caught this one on reruns. But like I was never even a huge fan of the show for that matter. But the song just stuck with me. And like it's kind of in the background of my mind everywhere. So that's like my theme song all the time. I've got the Sanford and Son saxophone song going on in the
Oh yeah.
background. That just jamming on it. So when you see me just strutting down the street, know that that is what's going on. Is Sanford and Son is going on in my head. And again, I don't even know why. I probably saw like 2 full episodes of the show, but that song has just it stuck with me. And that's my number 5 pick is Sanford and Son.
Nice. Well played, sir. That's definitely on my list too. Because in its simplicity, dude, it's funky, man. Like
Right.
it's got stank on it. Like it,
And it just kind of felt like it didn't fit that show per se. Like, but so be it. It was a banger.
until you
So
saw
stand
his
corrected.
truck. I always pictured like that's how he drove his truck to that song. It's that truck seemed
Right.
to like mirror like the yeah, man. All right, I can dig that for sure, man. That was definitely.
All right.
My list is getting thinner and thinner.
Right.
I still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still got like 6. So now I got to start whittling it down and making sure that all is right in the world. That's a tough act to follow, my friend. All right. This will be my number 5. And I am between 2.
Pull the trigger. What's it gonna be?
Uh-oh. My dog just peed on our porch, so. He is a summer dog. We got him in April, or he was born in April. And
so he doesn't know anything about winter yet.
Right. So at this point, he basically goes outside and says nope and just pees right there on the porch. It's better than indoors, but
right.
It's going to be a process.
Oh, ours we've had for 3 years, and she's been deciding indoors is the spot here recently. So
no.
So there's that.
No. At least like by the door or just randomly?
Just kind of randomly and looking at you while she does it.
Oh.
Like giving me the eye stare. So yeah, we've don't really know what to do with that. We'll have to check with Pet Pro or something.
Well, yeah. Acting out. She's
Yep.
ready. She's ready for y'all to go back to work. It's my house.
Mm-hmm.
Get out. Get out. All right, number 5. I got it. Oh, there's no way to set this up other than moving on up. We gotta go. That's all you gotta say. That's all you gotta say.
Oh, the Jeffersons was a classic.
Yes.
And when you get Sherman Helmsley doing that dance, oh my goodness.
Yes. Yes. But I mean, to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. That is my jam, dude. It's got such like oomph behind it, you know? Like, I don't know the singer, unfortunately. I should have looked that up, but when she's telling you, no, we're really moving on up, man. And like it picks up again after like, okay. And then I still always say all the time when I'm cooking, the beans don't burn in the kitchen.
You know, when I put that song on my list, and it was on there, I was thinking, I don't know that there is a song, a TV theme song that has been referenced more in the rap world than that song. Right. Like it's a staple and definitely a part of just popular culture altogether. That's a good one. Would the
Saint Lunatics have a career without the Jeffersons?
Debatable.
Right? Debatable. I argue no. Nelly, maybe. Lunatics, maybe. No. Batter Up, you owe it all to Wheezy. And not the Wheezy, not Lil Wayne Wheezy. You owe it to the OG Wheezy.
Right.
All right, man.
So my number 6 is an unorthodox one, and I may be I may get a strike for this one. I don't know because it's maybe just outside the strike zone, so we'll see. But this theme song was basically the show. The entire show was the theme song, and it was only like 3-4 minutes long at the time. But when Keenan comes on Saturday Night Live with his and starts talking about what's up with that. Like,
Ooh-wee.
that is the greatest theme song of any TV show ever. It doesn't matter to me that it's a fictional TV show.
I'll
Like,
allow it.
and
I'll allow it.
and poor Lindsey Buckingham,
Sudeikis on the
right?
side. And then all of a
Poor
sudden
Lindsey
somebody
Buckingham,
comes
he's
by.
just sitting there the whole time, doesn't get interviewed. That's okay, that's fine. That so I had a hard time putting it there because there are a lot of other legitimate theme songs that go on that list, but Keenan's been doing that for years, and I had to give him credit because that would be the greatest TV theme show ever.
Oh yeah. Especially because like when he gets into like verse 3, he's like, I said, what's up? It just keeps extending even longer.
And when the guest
Anybody
is
says,
talking,
yeah. Anytime anybody says something, walking,
just say a little something.
walking, talking, sidewalk shocking. I said, ooh, wee. Like, man, he just needs a little sliver to hop that back in there.
Oh, we've sat there with the boys and watched one right after another on YouTube, and they can't get enough of it. That's that is my favorite.
Someone in a crab costume will come walking by for no reason. It's like, what? Oh, what's up with that? Yeah, okay.
What's up with that? So,
all right, man. That's a great pick. I love that one. Well, mine's going to be unorthodox, mostly because most people haven't heard it. But this one's mine. This one's one for me. I did 5 for everybody. I'm taking one for me. And I'll take the hit for it. But it is an amazing song because the unknown stuntman that made Eastwood such a star, Mr. Lee Majors, known as the Fall Guy.
The Fall Guy, yes.
Formed his own theme song. And so I give him bonus points, extra credit, and triple points. Yeah. But I've been seen with Farrah. It's like a slow kind of country jam, but like he's also got this monster truck, so that's coming through there, and he's falling through tables because he is a stuntman. Heather Thomas comes out in a bikini for what reason? Oh, it's the 80s. And like everything's lining up. It's like this cool show, man. And it's just like he's the unsung hero, man. And everybody kind of feels like the unknown stuntman sometimes. So I definitely had to give it up to the Fall Guy. I actually had a Matchbox Fall Guy truck. Like some about that song just bore into.
That's the epitome of the early 80s. Like I love that pick. I love that one.
It was just random.
Now see, I know you've got more on your list.
Oh, I do. Oh yeah.
So you want to talk about some honorable mentions?
Oh, we must.
Because
care to lead?
No. I think after Fall Guy, I think you should have the honors on the honorable mentions because that was a hot pick. It was off my radar, but man, that was a good song.
Well, akin to Muppet Show, Sesame Street obviously kind of puts everybody in a good mood. When you hear Sunny Days, Sweeping the Clouds Away, it's a classic. But anybody that has had their kids watch a ton of episodes of it, you're kind of over it. When you were saying like old school before you did Sanford and Son, I thought you might go Rawhide, which is a classic.
Oh yeah.
Move. And then Blues Brothers, kind of did that. One of the ones that I was talking about earlier that was aided by the graphics, the Perfect Strangers theme song. Standing tall on the wings of my dreams. When you're listening to it, it's a really kind of whack song, but you see Balky on the back of his little truck with the America or Burst sign, and they're doing wacky hijinks through the revolving door going to a Cubs game like it's Chicago. I was feeling it, dude. Like he's made it. It's his dreams. So I had that in there. I had Knight Rider, but I didn't know if that was so much that or so much like the Timberland remake, with the
right.
It's not much to it, but it's good. And then Baywatch will always stick with me, man. Late nights, yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of beach running.
very nice.
Did Hoff
slow
perform that
motion,
one?
everything.
Did Hoff perform that one too?
Yes, I think he did.
I'm pretty sure he
I
did.
think he did. And even if he didn't, we need to give him credit for
Yeah, man.
it.
Yeah. So those were some honorable mentions. Mission Impossible,
Yeah.
but it's not very fun. It's just memorable and iconic because of the movie, franchise and stuff. But yeah. What about you, man? What else did you have on there? Lay some more of those cartoons on us. I know you omitted some.
I did. I did. I was going back and forth between Phineas and Ferb and SpongeBob SquarePants, just because those are hot in my house. And then I realized, like, Phineas and Ferb, I think it's all the songs that they do other than the theme song that I really like. The theme
Yeah.
song's just
Yeah.
one well, actually a couple. I think these were both Danny Elfman. Simpsons and Pee-wee's Playhouse were
Oh,
both on.
Pee
And
Wee's the tough one, man. That voice,
yeah.
bruh. If Pee Wee play, that one. That
Yeah,
was.
no, it's definitely got its nails on a chalkboard quality to it, but
Fit the show. Don't
um
get me wrong. They call out like everybody in it too. It's like, well, man,
right.
yes, and everybody's cheering. Yeah. It's like, okay, man.
And then there was one that last time we talked about Christmas songs, and you suspected that I might throw a pentatonic song out there, and absolutely not. The
Are you
whole
still
acapella
offended
thing.
by this?
I can't. But then I go back to the OG. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Like that. that was a hot one. And then the we've actually been watching some old school TV shows here recently, and one that's come up a number of times with the late Jack Ripper, Three's Company, Come and Knock on Our Door. Like that was a jam.
That's smooth. That one
And I
was
thought
smooth.
Alan Thicke should get some love. So
Yeah.
I was going back, like Different Strokes or Facts of Life.
Yeah.
But then I realized, like, the show that he was in was actually better theme song than the theme songs that he wrote. So as long as we've got each other from Growing Pains, that was a big one back in the day.
Yeah. A lot of 80s ones, as I brushed on with Perfect Strangers, man, they really went all for it. Like a lot of verses, lots of lyrics, a lot of stuff that technically might not even really be relevant to the show, but like, yeah, it was the people that didn't get like band gigs or whatever were like, I'm throwing all my chops out on this one, man. Like when some other ones were just like a few notes, and because I was thinking of some of the brevity ones like Mad Men, just that bass hook, or like think about some of the greatest shows ever, like Breaking Bad, just like bow wow
Right.
It's like.
And I had Law and Order and Night Court both in that area as well. Like those are both excellent ones.
No, man, Night Court was brutal, dude. No, that was brutal.
Oh, it was peak 80s saxophone right there.
That's true. There was a lot of sax in that one, man. All right, I stand corrected. Well, man, we did it, dude. Another 12 hot ones.
And obviously, there's going to be people yelling at us for missing some, but it just so happens that those weren't part of the top 12. Your favorite is worse. What can we say?
Right. These are the best.
Right.
Those are really good, and I'm glad you enjoy them. We're just trying to give the public the best.
Right.
What we do. I'm gonna, I might have to actually link the Fall Guys song in the post, but
so some people can recognize it. Yeah.
Once they hear it, it'll be their ringtone. I know.
Oh yeah. Well, thanks for bringing me on again. Doing as much damage as we could.
Right. And we got a few more coming, dude. There's gonna be some hot ones, dude. And yeah, we're also gonna talk a little Cobra Kai 3 next time we meet, because you're almost done. I'm finished. I'm dying to discuss it with you because we've talked about the previous 2 seasons before.
Right.
And yeah.
And I'm just late.
That's all right, man. That's all right. That's the benefit of streaming TV, man. That's kind of like what the good thing is about like Mandalorian or any of those, shows where they just still go to the old network type. Give you something to look forward to, man. And
Right.
binging can be fun sometimes, but also it's just like, okay, that was my evening. Now what do I watch for the next week? Like, I had a week off after Christmas and then New Year's hit, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna just. And then that was it, and I'm like, man, now what? I got like a year.
Right. And there's some shows coming out, but yeah, I think Cobra Kai is one that's been long overdue.
That was a perfect drop day, dude.
Yeah,
New Year's Day was perfect for it. Yeah, man. So I got a couple theories, got some kudos, got some questions. So yeah, man, we'll talk about it next time, buddy.
sounds good.